Hi, everyone. My name is Courtney Dillon. I am an intuitive medium, and today we're going to talk about how to use color to shift into your authentic frequency. Last, in about an hour ago, I was making a video for channeling Eric, and we were talking about the themes of May. And you can also watch that video. There's a link to that video on my channel, and you can find out about the upcoming themes this month. But one of the things that Eric came in and talked about, which was really important, is, as we see the chaos intensify on the planet, and it's real, we're going to see real chaos and real intensity. And I'm not saying that, I mean, it seems um, kind of obvious in a way, but I'm not saying that really even to be overwhelming, but to actually talk about how to be an antidote to the chaos and intensity on the planet. Eric came in and talked about being the antidote by becoming a vessel of peace. He talked about the need to remain grounded, learn to work with our nervous system, the need to, disconnect as much. We're not sticking our head in the sand. We're not, unaware of what's happening in the world, but to disconnect as much as possible from the information that's constantly coming in and coming back to our breath, to our awareness. It also looks like becoming a vessel of peace in the coming months is really sending out our authentic frequency into the world, right? And when we do this, we send out an authentic, magnified energy of ourselves. We naturally align with who we need to meet, what we want in our life. We naturally align with our authentic joy, our authentic expression. We become magnetic in a sense. One of the ways we can do this is to begin to notice your emotional state, to begin to pay attention to your emotional state. So now this isn't talking about how, we're not using this as a way to bypass difficult emotions, right? We're using color to, if necessary, shift us, to help us shift out of denser emotions into something that feels more like acceptance or something that feels more like peace within ourselves. So what we're going to do today is we're going to practice using 3 colors. We're going to use blue, gold, and we are going to use green. Okay. So let's talk about why these 3 colors and how to use them. Okay. So first, blue. Let's talk about blue. So there's lots of shades of blue. I want you for a moment with your awareness to kind of tune into the color blue that is coming to you. To use your internal awareness right now, you may get like sort of a sky blue, you might get an aquamarine blue, you might get more of a turquoise color, you might get a real baby blue, a soft blue, you might get a cobalt blue. You get the idea, right? Okay, so right now, tune in and see what color blue shows up for you. Okay. I want you right now to trust that that is the perfect shade for you in this moment. So, colors contain frequencies, right? We can use colors to shift our energy and to shift our emotional state. So often I'll just give you some examples of what you can begin to do with colors when you learn how to do this. If I feel, for example, a headache coming on, I will use a blue color. Blue cools, blue can calm. You want to see, and you can use blue in and around your field. You can use blue when emotions, some type of emotion feels stuck. Something feels stuck. You can use it when you feel overwhelmed, if you feel stuck in your life, and so on and so forth. Okay. So think of the shade that most appeals to you, and we're going to talk about how to use it. Okay. So let's practice with blue. So what I'm going to teach you to do is a basic grounding cord practice. But what's different about this practice is we're then going to ask permission from the earth. And usually, I've never not gotten permission, but I want you to check. We ask permission from the earth to draw up the color that we're working with through the grounding cord. Okay. Why we want to do that? We can do that to shift anything that's not working for us. And we can do it as much as we want throughout the day. Okay. You know, grounding cord practices never really totally resonated with me. And I just didn't do them for a long time. Finally, something clicked. Okay. And I'll explain what clicked and why a grounding cord, in my opinion, is actually can be very useful and very important. So, what actually started to click for me is this idea that we are of the earth itself, right? That we are not separate from the earth, and that we can connect deeply with the actual earth's resonance, that we can connect deeply with the frequency and the vibratory patterns of the earth, and use this energy in our own life. So let's practice. So put your feet on the ground. And this is just like a basic, like 1 minute practice. Okay. I don't, you know, I'll say this. I was a single mom for 11 years. So all of my practices are something that are achievable, that you can do in a short amount of time. And you can do, before you get your kids ready for school or at the end of the day, and that they can help shift you quickly. Okay. So that's one of the things that I like to do because, a lot of us are short on time right now. So right now you can be sitting in a chair or you can be standing. I find sitting in the chair seems to work well for me. If you can, place your feet directly on the ground. Okay. Okay. Notice the bottoms of your feet right now, just touching the floor. See if you can notice that. Okay. Take a deep breath. Good. Perfect. Now, I want you to imagine a cord of energy, cord of light, moving out of your tailbone and into the ground. Now, as it does this, the energy of the cord moves easily and effortlessly through the various layers and levels of the earth itself. And I want you to stay with it until you reach the center of the earth. Remembering that you can always come back to this video and practice as many times as you need. Okay. Good. And once you reach the center of the earth, I want you to imagine the cord touching, communicating, saying hello to the vibration and receiving the vibration of the earth itself. Okay, here's where we're going to practice blue. Now, I want you to imagine that you can draw up the blue energy, good, up through the grounding cord. Good. Now keep bringing it all the way up. Keep bringing it all the way up, 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 easily and effortlessly. It flows. Okay. And it flows now. Finally, it'll reach your tailbone. And once this blue color that's unique to you reaches your tailbone, I want you to imagine that it keeps moving up. And it moves up, up through the central channel of your body and expands outward. It moves everywhere that this color needs to be, filling in any holes and gaps in your energy field. Noticing where you may feel some stuck emotion. Noticing when it reaches all the way up the central channel of your body, purifying and cleansing, purifying and cleansing your heart, purifying and cleansing your throat, purifying and cleansing and opening your third eye center. Keep going, keep going. Let that energy move up and around. Okay, so there's one steady flow of energy moving up and around. Good. Perfect. Now we're going to practice with gold. Gold purifies. Gold's a good conductor. So if there's stuck places, I want you to use gold. Gold is malleable, okay? So this one's a little bit different. I want you to, right now, with your awareness, your third eye opening and humming, that's the word I hear. I want you to tune into a place in your body that feels stuck or stagnant, okay? Could be your shoulders, could be somewhere in your heart, something that's sitting heavy on your heart. Could be something in your stomach that doesn't feel well. Tune into the place in your body that you sense there may be something feeling a little off or stuck. If you can, observe where that is without judgment. Just notice. It's not good. It's not bad. It may feel bad, but we're just noticing. We're just going to say it's there. Okay. I want you to, right now, to imagine a spiral of gold. The spiraling gold. You see it? Okay. The spiral of gold is going to move toward you and move directly into that stuck place in your body. Good. So right now I'm moving gold energy in through the heart center. Good. And allowing it to move and move. And as it moves, it purifies, it transmutes. Now notice the effect of the gold. And take a deep breath. Okay, so green, our last color for today. And we'll do more in the future. I'll do another one, different colors. Green. Green is for growth, for healing, for new life. So green is a great color if you feel stuck. If you feel stuck in your life in some way, it is a great color to use. So if there's something that seems like you can't move forward, or you're not sure what direction to take, or you feel like you've hit a roadblock, okay? Green is good also for overwhelm, okay? So there's lots of shades of green. I would encourage you to allow the shade of green that occurs to you in this moment to come to you. So it could be like grass green, right? It could be a very bright, just like a bright pop of green. Now allow this color of green to come to you, okay? All right. Now, not try, there's no try, there's only do, right? Okay, so we're going to bring up the energy of green through the grounding cord. So let's practice that. So check on your grounding cord. How's it doing? Okay, still there? Good. Now I want you to imagine you're drawing the energy of green up through the grounding cord. Just practice. Imagine that you can practice. Imagine that you can do this. Imagine that this is a gift and ability we all have to learn to shift our energy, to shift our state of being. Okay? So bring in green and see how that feels. And imagine green flows easily, effortlessly, without strife, without force. It just does, it flows. And if it's hard for you for some reason to imagine, command that it happens. Try to imagine, see if you can do it. And if that doesn't feel easy, then bring it in. Let's take a few moments and bring in green. We can use green if we're tired. We can use green anytime we feel we need a little boost, which, let's be honest, most of us do, right? So as we're doing this, I'm having a Pleiadian being come in, and he's telling me to remember that these practices will connect us back to the living library of the earth. They will connect us back to universal code. They will remind us who we are. So the more that we can practice, and don't be afraid to feel silly, he says. We might feel silly for a while, but it gets easier. So Pleiadians are funny, and he said we're all walking around like he showed me Ghostbuster slime. It's a joke. All right, keep going. Green all the way up. Notice the feeling of green. Color has a frequency. We can use color to shift our emotional state. Okay, so I'll be back with more videos and tips of exercises to assist you in opening up your own abilities, because that's going to be really important in the coming years. opening up your own intuition and discernment. So follow and like and subscribe and share, and I'll be back with more. Thank you.